Hello, I'm Anastasia Ida. In this lesson, we will learn about lines and angles. Before studying, we first ask blind student to orientate the teaching aid we use. I am using a geoboard, then pins and rubber bands to connect the pins.
Belajar, kita terlebih dahulu meminta peserta didik untuk mengorientasi peralatan yang
Geoboard is a square board with holes on it where we put pins. These pins has function as a dots. That later, to make a line, we will connect it with a rubber band.
merupakan papan yang berbentuk persegi dengan lubang-lubang yang ada di atasnya.
Let's start from the line first. A line is a collection of points that can be extended from either end to infinity. There are several types of relationships between lines. How to name the line? If we have a line that I made on the geoboard, this can be called the line K, L, and so on.
Ujungnya sampai tak terbatas. Ada beberapa jenis hubungan antar garis. Cara penamaan pada garis, jika kita mempunyai garis, ini dapat disebut dengan
Write it using lowercase letters, or we can also name it with a point that is to the left of the line. For example, point A, then the point to the right of this line is point B. Then this line can also be called line AB.
kanan atas ini adalah titik B, maka garis ini dapat juga disebut sebagai garis AB. Ada beberapa hubungan antar garis. Yang pertama adalah garis saling berpotongan. Garis saling berpotongan
There are several relationships between lines. The first is that the lines intersect. The lines intersect if two lines meet at one point. For example, the line I made on the geoboard is line AB. Then the other line is CD. Then these two lines intersect at the point of intersection, which we call point O.
disebut sebagai titik O misalnya. Kemudian yang kedua adalah garis sejajar.
Then the second is parallel line. Two lines are said to be parallel if these two lines, even though they are extended, never met at a point. Then the third is a line that coincides. This coincidental line doesn't appear as if the two lines become one. The appearance is one line when, in fact, it can consist of two lines. For example, line AB and line CD but overlapping each other. Then these lines are said to coincide with each other.
Garis ini disebut saling berhimpit.
Next is about the angle. An angle is the area formed by two rays that meet in a single point.
Dua sinar garis yang bertemu dalam satu titik. Misalnya,
For example, on the left below this is point A. Then on the right above this is point B. Then this is a ray of line AB. The rays of line AB meet at one point with the rays in lines A and C, which are to the right of this, and this is the angle.
C yang ada di sebelah kanan, ini adalah sudut.
The area formed by two rays is called the angle, while the rays are called the legs of the angle. Then the meeting point is called the corner point. We can name the angle by mentioning the three letters of the corner point in the middle. So if earlier we called this the raised lines AB and the raised lines AC, then this angle can be called angle BAC, or you can just call it angle A. The point of the angle is A.
AC, maka sudut ini bisa disebut sudut BAC atau boleh disebut saja dengan sudut A, titik sudutnya ya. Ada beberapa
There are
sudut
several
yang
angles that we have learned.
pelajari.
This is just a reminder. The first is the acute angle. An acute angle is an angle that is less than 90 degrees.
Sudut yang besarnya kurang dari 90 derajat. Kurang dari 90 derajat. Yang kedua adalah
The
sudut
second is a right angle, which is an angle that has 90 degrees.
90 derajat. Dan yang ketiga adalah
And the third is an obtuse angle, which is an angle that is greater than 90 degrees.
lebih dari 90 derajat. Selain ketiga
Beside these three angles, we also have straight angles and rounded angles. Straight angles are angles that add up to 180 degrees. As an example of the display on this keyboard, for example, I gave A, O, B, C. To the left of this was A, then this corner point is O. Then the one above this is B, then the one on the right is C. So if the angle AOB plus BOC equals 180 degrees, then angle AOB is aligned with angle BOC. For example, the magnitude of this angle BOC is 60 degrees.
C sama dengan 180 derajat, maka sudut
Then the measure of angle AOB is 180 degrees minus 60 degrees. So the measure of angle AOB is 120 degrees.
C ini adalah 60 derajat, maka besar sudut AOB adalah 180 dikurang dengan 60 derajat. Jadi besarnya sudut AOB adalah 120 derajat. Berikutnya adalah
Next is complementary angles. These angles are angles that add up to 90 degrees. For example, on the top side, I will name it A. Then I will name the corner point O. The one on the right side slightly above, this is B. Then the one on the right is called C.
di sebelah kanan agak ke atas ini B, kemudian yang di sebelah kanan ini namanya C.
So if angle AOB is added to angle BOC, the magnitude is 90 degrees. So these two angles are complementary angles.
Sudut yang berpenyiku. Sebagai contoh, jika besarnya sudut
For example, if the angle AOB is 60 degrees, then we can calculate the angle BOC with 90 degrees minus 60 degrees, so the result is 30 degrees.
60. Jadi di sini ada 30 derajat. Selanjutnya kita akan belajar tentang
Next, let's learn about opposite angles. The lines that I made on the geoboard are, for example, line AB. To the left of A and to the right is B.
dengan garis
Then this line intersects with line CD, above C and below D. AB line and CD line intersect at one point we call point O. Then the angles formed from two opposite angles are the same. In this picture, it means that the AOC angle will be the same as the DOB angle. Then the angle AOD will be equal to the angle COB. If one of the angles is known, then we can calculate the size of the other angles. For example, it is known that the angle AOD equals 120 degrees. So we can look for other angles. The COB angle is 120 degrees because the angles are opposite each other.
tadi diketahui, maka kita bisa menghitung besarnya sudut-sudut yang lain. Contoh, misalnya
Then the magnitude of the AOC angle is the straightening angle of the COB angle. It means the magnitude is 180 degrees minus 120 degrees equals 60 degrees.
sama berarti 120 derajat karena sudut yang saling bertolak belakang. Kemudian besarnya sudut
The opposite angle to the AOC angle is the DOB angle, which is also 60 degrees.
COB berarti besarnya adalah 180 dikurang dengan 120, jadi sama dengan 60 derajat. Nah, sudut yang bertolak belakang dengan sudut AOC adalah sudut DOB, besarnya juga 60 derajat.
Next, we will learn about the angles formed by two parallel lines cut by a line.
Pada dua garis sejajar yang dipotong oleh sebuah garis. Kita buat dulu garis sejajarnya.
We first make a parallel lines on the top of the keyboard. For example, we name the top left of this point A, then below the bottom left point B, then right above point C, right below point D. These two lines are parallel lines.
Dua garis ini adalah garis yang sejajar.
These two lines will be cut by line EF. Line AB intersects with line EF at point O. Line CD intersects with line EF at point P.
Garis CD berpotongan dengan garis EF di titik P.
Can you determine which angles have the same measure? AOE angle equals BOF angle equals EPC angles equals DPF angle. Now there is one more angle that is also the same size.
Dengan sudut EPC sama juga besarnya dengan sudut DP.
One group of angles consists of four angles, namely angle EOB equals angle AOF equals angle EPD equals angle CPF. Is that understandable?
OF sama dengan sudut EPD sama dengan sudut CPF. Apakah bisa dipahami?
For example, if the angle AOF equals 100 degrees, what is the measure of angle AOE?
Sama dengan 100 derajat. Berapakah besar sudut AOE? Sudut AOE itu adalah
Angle AOE is a straight angle to AOF. So the size of AOE equals 180 degrees minus 100 degrees equals 80 degrees.
kurang 100 derajat sama dengan 80 derajat. Pertanyaan yang kedua,
The second question, how much is the DPF angle? The magnitude of DPF angle is the same as the size of the AOE angle because these two angles are opposite each other. The DPF angle will be the same as the AOE angle, so it is 80 degrees.
akan sama dengan sudut AOE sama dengan 80 derajat.
Please find the size of these angles in the image on this geoboard. That's all the learning this time. I hope it is useful. Thank you.
Pembelajaran kali ini semoga bermanfaat. Terima kasih.